How do you feel about Elon Musk's salutes during the inauguration? I was at my dad's place when the clip of Elon's salute started making the rounds. I sent him the video thinking, okay, even he has to acknowledge this is bad. His first response? He wasn't doing a Nazi salute. I pushed back. Dad, it's right there. He doubled down. He was showing where we were versus where we're going. Then, for the grand finale, it was actually Hail to the Chief. Dad, that's a song. I swear I lost brain cells. Meanwhile, my mom laughed and called him quirky. We're cooked. My Jewish ass is enraged. My white ass is terrified. Someone tell me how we're at the point where the richest man in the world can do 3 Nazi salutes on live TV, behind a presidential podium, and people are still sitting around debating whether or not it's actually a Nazi salute. Fox News even dubbed an audience shot over the clip when they aired it. Full gaslight mode engaged. What's next? Actually, it was a Roman salute. Because, yeah, there are just so many ancient Roman selfies of Caesar hitting the Sieg Heil. Not great, Bob. I mean, dude threw the Sieg Heil so hard I thought he'd dislocate his arm. 10 years ago, this would have ended his career. Now? He'll just tweet something like, LOL, too many pronouns in my mentions, and his fanboys will eat it up. I actually saw someone try to claim he was just grabbing his heart and throwing it to the crowd. Yeah, sure, man. Next time he'll goose step across the stage and you'll tell me he's moonwalking. I texted my dad the video. His response? He was showing respect. Respect for what, Dad? The Fourth Reich? I told him people fought an actual war over this. He hits me with, well, Joe Biden is a commie. At that point, I blacked out. Woke up 10 minutes later staring at the ceiling, questioning every life decision that led me to being related to this man. It looked like something he could no longer keep inside. Like a dweeb who finally gets that really expensive lightsaber and is so excited to show off the move he's been practicing in his bedroom since middle school. Only instead of a lightsaber, it was literal fascism. And instead of middle school, it was his entire miserable ketamine-fueled life. Elon posted the clip himself, but Fox News dubbed over the part where he did the salute. That tells you everything. They know how bad this is. They just assume the rest of us are too stupid to notice. Meanwhile, conservatives are trying to spin it as my heart goes out to you, or he was just making a gesture of love. You know, just like Hitler did. Does anyone else see the similarity between the U.S. today and the rise of Nazi Germany? Because I feel like a frog watching the water reach boiling point, while half the people in the pot insist it's still lukewarm. Oh, he's just trolling. It's a joke. Stop being so radical, bro. Cool. Can't wait for the moment when my heart goes out to America turns into the MAGA salute, and historians 100 years from now write about how we let it happen in real time. The reichest man in the world, ladies and gentlemen. The billionaire apartheid baby just threw 3 Nazi salutes in a row on the world's biggest stage, and conservatives are already scrambling for the damage control speedrun. They went from, he didn't do it, to, it was an accident, to, actually it's a Roman salute in record time. Pretty soon he'll be leading rallies with tiki torches, and they'll still be on TV like, well, technically torches were used in ancient Greece, so let's not be hasty. I read the comments before the conservative thread got deleted. 80% of them were saying the media was tricking people, or blaming his Asperger's. Look, I don't care what condition he has. He knew exactly what he was doing. He had that smug, I've been waiting years for this look on his face. He's just a 14-year-old edgelord from 4chan with unlimited money, obsessed with triggering the libs. Only now, instead of posting Pepe memes, he's tossing up Sieg Heils on live television. I just woke up in Australia. He did the fucking Nazi salute? Bro, I thought I was still dreaming. Open Twitter. Clips gone. Open Facebook. Nothing. Open Reddit. Conservative threads already deleted. Fox News even aired it with a cutaway shot to an audience. It's like watching a cover-up happen in real time. Meanwhile, people are seriously arguing that he was just throwing his heart to the crowd. If that's true, he must have one hell of a fascist rotator cuff. Elon's expression was terrifying. He meant that shit. like a guy who's been waiting his whole life to finally do the thing in front of a stadium crowd. You ever see someone practice a move for so long they overdo it the first time? Like a nerd finally getting their hands on a real sword after years of swinging a broomstick in their bedroom? That was him. Except instead of a sword, it was literal Nazism, and instead of his bedroom, it was the goddamn presidential inauguration. I saw someone in the comments of Our Conservative saying, "It was a salute of love. His heart goes out to America." Yeah, okay. Next time he paints a little mustache on, I guess it'll just be a tribute to Charlie Chaplin, too. Weird how every single one of these accidents keeps going in the same direction. It's never a communist fist bump, never a Wakanda forever. It's always this. Fox News commenters are already calling it a Roman salute. Love that. We've officially reached the let's pretend history is whatever we need it to be phase. Next week they'll say it was a gesture from ancient Atlantis and call you a conspiracy theorist if you disagree. Right, and they probably used all those photos and videos we have of Romans saluting as reference, right? I mean, this guy openly tweets Nazi accounts on Twitter. He's not even subtle about it. It's not like this was the first red flag. This was just the moment where he stopped pretending. And the wildest part? People are still excusing it. Oh, he's just testing the waters. He's trolling. It's a joke. Yeah? Well, so was January 6th, right up until they built a gallows outside the Capitol. You know what's terrifying? I showed the video to my mom, and she just laughed and called him quirky. My dad said it was AI. Like, we're at that point now. People will just reject the evidence of their eyes and ears because it doesn't fit the reality they want to live in. George Orwell was out here warning us, and we were like, nah, let's speedrun it instead. I'm honestly kind of glad he did it. At least now there's no excuse for people to pretend. No more stop being dramatic. No more, it's just internet hysteria. The richest man in the world did a full-on Nazi salute on live television, and his followers are already workshopping excuses like a PR team in hell. What's next? Are they going to tell me the swastika was originally a Hindu symbol and that's why he's suddenly wearing one? Reverse the roles for a second. If Nancy Pelosi did anything remotely close to this, Fox News would already be running 24/7 coverage with some doomsday clock ticking down to the fall of America. But when it's Elon, oh, well, he's just a little autistic. Oh, it was actually a Roman salute. Oh, my heart goes out to you. What's next? Oh, he was just showing where we are versus where we're going. Wait, shit, someone already said that. The way conservatives are bending over backwards to defend this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. The literal Nazi salute is now just an innocent gesture, if the right guy does it. They're speedrunning the denial cycle. First they say it didn't happen. Then they say it was out of context. Then they say it's no big deal. By next week they'll be saying it's actually patriotic. Elon Musk is a full-blown South African apartheid racist and Nazi, and people are still acting shocked. Like, my dude, did you just get here? You think it was a coincidence that the first thing he did when he bought Twitter was unban every single neo-Nazi account? This isn't new, it's just out in the open now. And you know what? They're not even hiding it anymore, because they don't have to. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. And yet, here we are, watching people try to rationalize a billionaire throwing up Nazi salutes on live TV as if we didn't all just see it happen. Some are calling it a Roman salute. Others are saying it was Hail to the Chief. Meanwhile, conservative mods are nuking threads faster than Elon deleting replies that hurt his feelings. Give it a week, and they'll be calling it the American Unity Salute. Fox News commenters are already gaslighting at record speed, claiming it's a Roman salute. That's funny because the Roman salute is literally a fascist invention. There is zero evidence that the Romans ever did it. Mussolini just made it up because he wanted his little cosplay dictatorship to seem historical. If we wait another 24 hours, I'm sure some genius on Fox will call it a signal of economic prosperity or a misunderstood handwave. I checked Facebook. Not a single thing about it. Reddit threads? Deleted in minutes. TikTok? People are saying it's getting auto-moderated before it even spreads. Meanwhile, Elon himself posted the video, but Fox News dubbed over the part where he does the salute. I feel like I'm in an episode of Black Mirror where everyone collectively decides to memory hole something right in front of my face. Does anyone else see the scary similarity between the US today and the rise of Nazi Germany? And I don't mean in a vague theoretical way. I mean in a we are literally watching it happen way. People have been warning about this for decades, but because it was a slow burn, everyone ignored it. Now Musk is out here testing the waters on live television, and people are still trying to tell me that I'm the crazy one for noticing. I read the conservative subreddit before they nuked the thread. The top comments? The media is tricking you. It's actually a sign of love. He was grabbing his heart and throwing it to the crowd. Bro, I have never seen people mental gymnast so hard to defend the indefensible. If you need this many explanations for why something isn't a Nazi salute, maybe it was a Nazi salute. Elon looked so smug and proud while doing it. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a weird angle. This was him waiting for years to do this in front of a crowd. You could see it in his face, the same way a 14-year-old edgelord from 4chan gets giddy when they think they've said something based. He's just a cringy dweeb with billions of dollars and a fascist complex. The only difference is, now he has power, testing the waters. That's what this was. Just a little push to see how much they can get away with now. People are laughing it off, saying it's a joke, saying the left is too sensitive. But that's how this works. Normalize it, make it seem harmless, let people repeat it in ironic ways until it becomes just another thing people do. Give it a few years, and conservatives will be saying, well, actually, the salute was originally American before the liberals banned it. My heart goes out to America. That's what they're calling it now. As if the world hasn't seen this exact playbook before. Historians in the future are going to look back at this and call it the MAGA salute, while wondering why nobody did anything. We literally fought a war over this. But hey, I guess it's just another thing we're letting slide, right? The reichest man in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Dude's been spending the past year tweeting at actual Nazis on Twitter, and somehow people are still surprised that he just went full mask off. The funniest part? The way his fans are scrambling. It wasn't a real salute. It was out of context. The media twisted it. Bro, if you have to explain away fascism this much, maybe that's a sign you're defending the wrong side. My true feelings about this would get me banned from this website. All I'll say is that if a member of Biden's administration had done this in 2020, the right would have called for their execution. But now it's not a big deal. Now we're all being dramatic. Now it's just a misunderstanding. They've won. They don't even have to hide it anymore. I watched it in real time. The salute, the smug grin, the way he knew exactly what he was doing. And the craziest part? Nobody stopped him. No backlash, no immediate calls for resignation. Just a flood of his defenders foaming at the mouth trying to explain how actually it was just a misunderstood gesture. If he'd done this 10 years ago, his career would have been over in 24 hours. Now, he'll probably be selling NFTs of it by next week. Elon Musk is just Himmler with a Twitter account. The dude spent the past year cozying up to Nazis, unbanning their accounts, and now he's out here throwing up salutes like he's at a 1936 rally. And still, there are people saying we're overreacting. Bro, we fought a whole war over this. The U.S. literally stormed Normandy for this exact reason, and now people are out here acting like we're the crazy ones for pointing it out. I texted my dad the clip. His response? That's AI. My mom? He's just quirky. I swear to God, I need a brain scrub. These are grown adults refusing to believe their own eyes because it doesn't fit the reality they want to live in. George Orwell wrote a whole damn book about this exact thing, and we were like, yeah, let's speedrun it. Does anyone else feel like they're losing their mind watching people explain away literal fascism? First, they say he didn't do it. Then, when the video's undeniable, they say it was out of context. Then, when that fails, it was actually a Roman salute. Give it another week and they'll be saying it was photoshopped by the deep state. Bro, just say you support Nazis and go. Fox News literally edited the clip so people wouldn't see the salute. That's where we're at now. Active propaganda, the kind of stuff we used to call out in dystopian fiction. Except now it's happening on my lunch break. You ever see history repeating itself in real time and feel like you're the only one paying attention? Because that's where I'm at. Apartheid Clyde is cooked. He stood there behind a presidential podium and did 3 separate Nazi salutes with the confidence of a man who knew nobody was going to stop him. And guess what? Nobody did. The gaslighting started immediately. He was showing his heart. It was an innocent gesture. He's just trolling. Yeah, okay. And when his supporters start doing it too, what excuse will they have then? This is the point where future history books should have a big red page that says, "This is where it all went wrong." The problem is, nobody is going to write it. The second this blows over, they'll memory hole it like it never happened. Our conservative already deleted the thread. Facebook won't even show posts about it. TikTok is removing clips in real time. This is how it works. Some guy on Fox actually said, "It was just a Roman salute." Bro, B-row. There is literally zero evidence that the Romans ever did that. Mussolini just made it up because he was trying to be Hitler's little brother. This is some next-level gaslighting, the kind where they make up an entire fake history lesson just to cover for a billionaire throwing up a Sieg Heil on national television. I'm glad he did it. No, seriously, I'm glad. Because now there's no excuse. No more "you're just being dramatic." No more "they're not really Nazis." No more "it's just a joke." This is who he is. This is who they all are. And if you're still making excuses for him after this, then congratulations. You're on the wrong side of history. I saw someone on Our Conservative try to say it was the "my heart goes out to you" salute. Bro. He threw his arm out like he was auditioning for a 1940s propaganda film, and you're telling me it was just a gesture of love? At this rate, he could goose step across the stage, and they'd be like, "Well, actually, that's a traditional European marching style." The rikest man in the world, ladies and gentlemen. This dude unbanned every Nazi account on Twitter the second he bought it, promoted interviews with Holocaust deniers, and now he's throwing up a full Sieg Heil behind a presidential podium. If he was any more mask-off, he'd be tearing it off like Scooby-Doo just caught him. And yet somehow, I'm still watching people scramble to defend it. Remember when Fox News called the Obama fist bump a terrorist gesture? But now, when Elon Musk is literally doing Nazi salutes, they're like, well, let's not jump to conclusions. Wild how the mental gymnastics only go in one direction. If Nancy Pelosi raised her arm even a little too stiffly, they'd have full war room coverage on it for 6 weeks. I downloaded the CNN video straight from Reddit because I couldn't find a single post about it on Facebook or Instagram. And apparently, TikTok is scrubbing it too. It's like watching a real-time cover-up unfold. Bro, this is some 1984 level nonsense. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. And the wildest part? It's working. Testing the waters. That's all this was. Just a little push to see if people will let it slide. And guess what? They did. Nobody stopped him. Nobody checked him. He threw the hardest Sieg Heil I've ever seen, and his fans immediately jumped in with, "Oh, it's just a misunderstanding." This is how fascism happens. Not all at once, just little by little, until one day you wake up and it's too late. I read the comments before Our Conservative nuked the thread. 80% of them were calling it media manipulation, or blaming his Asperger's. Bro, that's not how that works. Asperger's doesn't make you accidentally do a perfect Nazi salute behind a presidential podium 3 separate times. At some point, you have to admit he knew exactly what he was doing. I'm only surprised because of how blatant it was. I didn't think we were at this point yet. I thought maybe there were still a few more steps before we hit full mask-off fascism. But nope. Turns out, you can just do a Nazi salute on live TV, and the entire right-wing ecosystem will rush to justify it. Give it a week, and they'll be selling T-shirts of it on Truth Social. You know what gets me? The people saying, "Oh, he's just trolling." Trolling? Bro, this isn't Twitter. This isn't some edgy joke on 4chan. This is a billionaire standing behind a presidential podium, doing a literal Nazi salute. And you're telling me he's just trying to get a rise out of people? Cool. Let's check back in 5 years when people are marching in the streets doing it unironically. People have been warning about this for years, but because it happened slowly, nobody took it seriously. Oh, he's just joking. Oh, he's just testing boundaries. Oh, he's just trolling the libs. And now? Now he's doing full-on fascist gestures in front of the entire world. And the response? Shrug emoji. I texted my dad the clip. His response? You're overreacting. My uncle? It's taken out of context. My cousin? The media is twisting it. Bro, we all saw it. We all have functioning eyes. How did we get to the point where people will literally deny reality to protect a billionaire's feelings? The gaslighting is so bad, I'm half expecting people to start telling me it never happened at all.